heard some rumblings that some Democratic senators are considering a deal to subpoena either Joe Biden or his son, Hunter Biden, to testify in exchange for testimony from John Bolton. Is this something that is really on the table? And if so, is that a good idea?
Well, let me just say this. I know that leadership will work through, proposing a list before the entire body of recommended witnesses. But look, we're here to make sure the American people have a fair trial as it pertains to the impeachment of President Donald John Trump. And we're very interested in hearing from material witnesses, witnesses who have direct knowledge about the conversation that President Trump had with President Zelensky when the president tried to coerce Ukraine into interfering in our election. We know, for example, that Ambassador Bolton has some direct knowledge about that because he talked about, and I quote, the drug deal, that he didn't want to be a part of the drug deal that was being cooked up, and immediately told Dr. Hill to go and tell the NSC lawyers. We all know that Hunter Biden has absolutely no direct evidence or information about what took place on that phone call. We know that Hunter Biden has absolutely no direct information about this scheme, this Ukrainian scheme that the president and those around him have been engaged in for months. I believe that the president's team and the president, of course, is just trying to turn this very serious trial into a circus. We're going to do everything we can to not allow them to do that. But let me say, witnesses that are called, we want to make sure that we see witnesses, because every trial does, and documents, because every trial does. And so the leadership will work that out, but we're going to stay focused and do what we need to do.
Hello, Congresswoman, it's Megan. Most Americans won't or can't watch the entire trial. It's extremely long. People have jobs and lives and families. And I think for many people on the right, the outcome just seems like a foregone conclusion. You had senators literally falling asleep yesterday on the Senate floor, footage that I thought was a little disrespectful. How do you intend to get the average American to care about this when senators are falling asleep and it's lasting so long?
Well, Megan, let me just say this. It was a long day. We started shortly after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, as you well know, and went to after 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm not going to talk about the senators who, didn't quite hang in there for every second. They were in their seats. And look, I'm glad they all showed up. We had everyone there. Our job is to communicate to the American people, and quite frankly, the Senate's job, too, is that they're going to be fair judges and that they want to hear from witnesses and see documents. And if they somehow continue to fight that, then our job is to demonstrate to have the American people join us in questioning what is the president and what are the Republican senators so afraid of. What testimony are they so afraid of the American people hearing in documents that they're so afraid of us seeing? Our job is to communicate that the president clearly abused the office. He abused the sacred trust of the American people. He betrayed his oath, and then he obstructed everything that Congress tried to do to investigate the president of the United States. The president using his office to try to coerce a foreign power into cheating.
Well, maybe they could get you guys some Red Bull.
One of the most sacred rights. One of the most sacred rights that we have is the ability to vote, and he's trying to cheat yet again.
Well, get some fans. You know how they do in church. Get some fans. And fans out, because it's hot in those chambers. Those places, the air conditioning is not really right. It's not, or it's too warm. Get some fans, and as Megan said, some Red Bull, and we'll be watching.